Hi, and welcome to Shia's Room. It's such a pleasure to join you at this time. I am Beverly Briggs, your host, and with me at this point in time is a wonderful, great world leader, Houssam Makki. Houssam, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Beverly, for having me on your platform. And I'm so ready to share my heart with you.
Yes, it's such a wonderful pleasure to have Houssam on my forum today. I am telling you, his story is such a wonder. And I listened to him talk the other day and I sat down and I had to run and get a pen and a paper because I felt that he is so knowledgeable. And so I think that he really earns uh, that title of being a true born leader. So,
Thank you.
Hassan, I always say,
Yep.
it, it is it is being told. It's a proof that our character is built between fertility and age 7 or 8 is developed. Sorry. And so I know that the resilience in your life, it came from something stemming from your childhood. And
Mm.
I want to begin there. I want to begin there. After you tell us a little about your childhood, I would do your bio. But for some reason, I just want to begin there today. Because I've heard you talk about your mom. I've heard you talk about especially your grandmother. And to me, it's a fascinating story. When you see all the accomplishments Perry did, he talks about Medea being the characteristics of his grandmother and his mother put together. Yes, I think, Lord, I hope I'm getting it right. And for you, the two persons that have really showed you and taught you what leadership was all about is your grandmother and your mother. So go back in and tell us what took place and how did they, teach you from that early about what true leadership is all about.
All right. So I believe that you want me to go back to the moment after I was reborn from falling down from the three stories building, right?
Right. So I want you to
Um,
give us
and
that story.
all right. And I wanna say something. Today, I'm proud to have, or yeah, I'm proud to have three people that contributed to my expertise. Three people who taught me a lot about myself. It's not only two;
Okay.
it's three. And the third person was a prediction from the first. The third
Okay.
person was a prediction from the first. The first one is my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And I call my grandmother to be the solid anchor of faith,
Hmm.
because my mom, she was, like any mother, when she sees her child is almost going away, is almost under the mercy of death, she
Hmm.
will be going through some sort of emotional state. So
Mm-hmm.
she derived her faith from the solid anchor of faith, whom happened to be my grandmother. And my grandmother, she told my mom that one day this kid is going to grow and he's going to be a normal child, because as you know, when I was born, my mom, she was
I guess the internet went out there for a little while, and while we are waiting for him to come on,
Hello?
okay, he's back. Go ahead. Yes, the internet dropped there a little while.
All right.
Uh,
So I don't know.
okay.
I don't know, where did you miss me?
You were just at beginning to talk about your
Can you hear
grandmother.
me now?
What's
Yeah.
that?
So I was talking about when any mother sees her child under the mercy of death and he's about to go away, she will go
Mm,
through a certain state of emotions, and she
right.
derived faith from the solid anchor of faith, which is my grandmother. And
Okay.
when I was admitted to the hospital, doctors doubted my life. They even labeled me as a piece of wit kid because I lost all my senses. I was
Mm,
deaf, blind, and couldn't speak. So they labeled me as a piece of wit kid. And
mm,
this had my mom kind of surrendering to the idea that I will be gone, or if I live,
okay.
I'm going to be seriously a piece of wood kid. So
Mm-hmm.
she used to complain to my grandmother and tell her, "Will I see this kid, back to normal? Is he going to go to school? Is he going to act like other kids?" And my grandmother used to tell her, "Yes." And here was the prediction when my grandmother told her that this piece of wood kid is going to grow up and he is going to be somebody, and he's
Mm,
going to partner up with a person
mm-hmm.
who will be uh, um, the most supportive to him. And that was my wife. So her prediction was right. So the
Right.
third person that I'm grateful for is my wife. So there you go. I have my grandmother, I have my mother, and I have my wife. The three pillars, if you will, to my discovery of what is true leadership.
Right. Nice. Uh, so, as you know, Shia's Room gave you the opportunity to put your name, to put a comment, to share some love, to ask a question. Hussein is here to share with you. He is here because of you. And right now, you're looking at a real rebirth story. Hussein Makki. So, guys, Sherry and Cooper, hi. Thank you for watching. It's always good that you tune in with us. So let me give you a little bit about Hussein. Let's see he is today. Hussein Makki, known as Reborn Miracle, is Middle East number one true leadership catalyst and coach. He is a passionate speaker, featured in Speakers magazine, an inspirational author of several books. His vision is being his vision, sorry, is to bring true leadership back to surface by helping to transform leaders into true leaders through this Maki coaching method. Houssam is a World Civility ambassador, and as a thought leader, he has recognized was recognized by I Change Nation with the endorsement of the Golden Rule Standard and the Productive Business Community Game Changer Award recipient. So he is really a world leader and a changer. He's here to make his mark in this world and to make a difference, not just a difference for the good. You know, plenty of time we hear things from out of the Middle East and it's not always positive. But today we have the epiphany of what a true leader is all about. Yes, and so I want you to go back a little bit and give us the event that took place that caused you or rendered you deaf and blind and dumb. What is that event that took place?
I didn't get your question. Can you ask it again if you don't mind?
We spoke about the event, but we didn't mention what it was. So I'm asking you, what is that event that took place that rendered you deaf and blind and dumb?
All right. All right. Well, it all started, you know, I was actually born in 1981. And I tell people that I was reborn in 1982 in November. And here's the story behind that.
Mm,
In November, I faced the call, if you will. I always refer to it as a call because I say that call, God called me back and then he sent me back to earth. I faced
right.
a real death experience. I have
Mm,
fallen from a 3 stories building and I have reached the floor with a split head. Now, what happened was it was my first attempt to crawl on the floor, and the door of the balcony was open for
mm,
some reason. And I went out. I climbed on one of my brother's car toys, and for some reason, I slipped from it and I fell from the balcony. Of course, I'm not making the story up. I heard this story from my mom and my grandmother. When I came to know that I was a reborn kid, I wanted to know more about the story. So, this is
mm,
what happened. I reached the floor with a split head.
mm,
Luckily, the moment when I reached the floor with a split head, one of our neighbors was going to work, and I fell beside this guy.
mm,
What he did is he picked me up, he took me to the hospital, and then he came back telling my mom that your kid fell from the balcony.
mm,
And she told him that you are mistaken because I'm preparing his bath and he
mm,
cannot walk. He told her, please believe me, your kid fell from the balcony and I took him to the hospital. And
mm,
she rushed quickly to the room to find out that I was not where she put me and
mm,
that the door was open and the car of my brother was moved from its place. Then she believed that I was in the hospital. When
mm,
she went to the hospital, she was told that your kid is a piece of wood. No senses, he's blind, he's deaf, and we don't believe that he will be able to speak.
mm,
And that's how it happened. Now, few months, I mean, like 2 months later, my mom decided to take me back home.
mm,
And she signed all the papers that state that the hospital has nothing to do with me if I died after I go back home. And
right.
she took me, she signed all the papers, and she had only the prayer to God that I will come back to life or,
Right.
I'll get my senses back,
Mm,
and she started taking care of me. And the rest was the conversation with my grandmother if I can be, back to normal or I'm going to stay just like that.
mm,
And what happened is what my grandmother was saying happened because she had a very strong faith. And when I was recovered and I came to know that I was a reborn,
mm,
I was curious to know what kind of power that my grandmother had, what kind of faith she had. And that's when
mm,
I started leaning in whenever she was
right.
trying to share something with me, whenever she was trying to, uh, uh, hug me when I come back from school. I used to come back home crying a lot because I'm being bullied by others. I even was
Mm,
bullied by teachers.
Right.
They used to make other students laugh at me because, they used to tell them that this guy or this kid is a slow thinker, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe he doesn't think at all.
Right.
So imagine teachers are bullying me.
Hmm.
And this by time, like today, I'm thinking about it, we were facing ignorance from so many years. I mean, teachers are bullying a kid.
Hmm.
It means that these teachers does not deserve their position. So
Right.
as you can see, when I start thinking about my experience, thinking about the powers that my grandmother had from her faith, thinking about what happened, thinking about the bullying, and receiving all these stories and wisdom from my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about all these things, you come to know that we need to bring true leadership back to the surface. And
Right.
that's when I discovered my purpose of living.
So what we do on Shia's Room, we interview persons who were victim and now victor, and not just victors. Person who say, you know what, my adversity is my born out of my adversity is my true story. Now, Maki, we have heard you talk about faith so many times, your mother's faith, and you have
Yes,
a definition for faith, right? Throughout your
yes,
experience with your grandmother and life, you have a definition. You want to share that definition for us?
for sure. There are so many definitions, and I have heard one that resonated with me, and I keep repeating it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
faith is the solid anchor of true leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It's because people are having full assurance in the heart that God is going to take care of the rest. Full
Right.
assurance in the heart. F
Right.
stands for full, A
Mm-hmm.
stands for assurance, I stands for in, and T stands for the, and H stands for the heart. You have full assurance in the
Mm-hmm.
heart that this thing is going to happen. You have full assurance in the heart that I will be able to go from point A to point B. You have full
Mm-hmm.
assurance in the heart that God's hand is there for you. Full
Right.
assurance in the heart that things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And faith is the measurement
Mm-hmm.
of true leaders. It's the solid anchor, but also is the measurement of true leaders, the measurement of our progress in life, the measurement of us going from a level to another.
Mm-hmm.
And how this happens. When God feels your faith in Him,
Mm-hmm.
He will take you from level one to level two. He will unlock level two for you so you can up level yourself. He will
Mm-hmm.
unlock your awareness. He will unlock the challenges that you will be facing in the next phase. And
Mm-hmm.
then challenges will sharpen your character.
Right.
So you see how things are connected. This is
Mm-hmm.
faith, having full assurance in the heart. And there is a statement that my mentor, whom I call to be my godfather uh, in life, he's the one who touched down on the story and made me remember that I was a reborn Les
Mm-hmm.
Brown. When he
Right.
keep repeating the statement that faith that cannot be tested cannot be trusted. Faith that
Mm-hmm.
is not tested cannot be trusted. So God tests us through faith. When he sees that we are, you know, walking in life by faith,
Mm-hmm.
we will deserve the next state in our life. If you are somewhere in your life complaining about things, why they are not happening, please check your faith.
Hmm.
Check your faith. If something is not going right, check your faith, because by faith, things are going to work, things are going to happen, and
Hmm.
uh, um, you know, you will be helped by God going from point A to point B.
We have a Facebook user saying inspiring one. And I don't know if it's the same Facebook user. For some reason, we do not always see your name. So please pop your name in the chat so that we can recognize you by name. And that Facebook user says, only God. Yes, full assurance in the heart. And we know what Mackie is talking about in the heart is God because he believes God also stands for grand overall designer. Hence the reason why when he looked within his heart, when he understood his story, when he went through his adversities, he looked towards the grand overall designer and he found what the plan was. And you want to continue to elaborate as to what that plan and that purpose that God had in on your life and how
Sure,
are you fulfilling it?
sure. When I want to talk about how things happen, now you ask me to define faith. Now it's
Mm,
defined for you, right? Full assurance in the heart. But if I will not be able to give you an example about it, you will still be, having the surface knowledge about
mm,
faith, and you will see me as a person who's just sharing a definition, a normal definition of faith. But let me share
mm.
with you this story that will illustrate my experience in faith. You know,
Okay.
10 years ago, um, yeah, I'm a person who's been misled by so many people.
Hmm.
I was looking for mentors. I was looking for people who can guide me, people who can discover my talents, people who can put me on the right track. But for some reason, I couldn't succeed in doing that. 10
Hmm.
years ago, I was surfing the net, and I went through so many Facebook accounts and so many people's accounts to check if they can help me in something. I was searching for a message. I was searching for something to get me to the other level.
Hmm.
Luckily, I found a person who's talking about a rare message, and that's how to live on the top of your life. And I was
Right.
curious to know, what does that person have in his, you know, guidance or in his toolbox. And I contacted this person. He was a total stranger. I didn't know anything about him.
All right.
And I told him that I want to be a speaker. I want to be an international speaker. He didn't tell me that I will make you an international speaker. He said, I will give you what you need.
All right.
Now, don't ask me how it happened, but I trusted this person more than I trusted somebody who was in the same country that I'm living in. I don't know
Hmm.
what happened. There was something within me telling me that this is the person. So here
Right.
you go, full assurance in the heart. I knew
Hmm.
that this person is the one that I was talking to. And he asked me for uh, uh, um, a total amount of money to go into his program. And I didn't think twice about it. I didn't even try to, get a discount or something. I
Hmm.
immediately got the amount and I went there and I transferred the money to a person who is living in the other part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then he replied back to me with the steps that I need to do and the things that I need to acquire to start the course with him. Now remember, 10 years ago I didn't have smartphone, I didn't have a
mm,
laptop. I was, going to my neighbor's house to use their laptop. I didn't have any
oh,
tool, any equipment, no, nothing.
mm-hmm,
And I made it happen. And I started the journey with this person. Today,
mm,
this person is considered one of the angels that I met in the darkness of my
mm,
life. He
mm,
is my mentor. He was the very first official mentor who mentored me from the States, from Florida. His name is Marquez Hughley, and he lives a message called the Crown Life, how to live the Crown Life, how to live on the top of your life.
right.
And he delivered what he was talking about. And I
Hmm.
met this person after 3 years of connecting with him on Facebook.
Mm-hmm,
I met him in person after 3 years. He made me become an author. He guided me. He put me on the track, and he told me everything else is depending on your effort. And that's what I did. Now, why am I sharing this story? Is because I'm telling you today, where I am today is because of the lessons that I have learned. And
mm,
I want to deliver something. I want to deliver a message to you that when you are mentored by somebody else, it's not the money that you pay, it's
mm-hmm,
how well you commit to the relationship with that person. And it is, most importantly, it's about you paying the message forward. What I am doing today is
wow.
I'm paying it forward. This person helped me to grow. He put me on the right path and he told me, you go get it. You unlock your path. And today I'm paying it forward to say
Mm-hmm,
thank you. And I'm thankful and grateful for every mentor, for every angel
mm,
who came across my path. And by the way, I want to talk about the definition of angels. An angel is not that white creature who has wings on their back. Angels are the people whom we meet in life and who have something for us to offer that can unlock opportunities to us.
mm.
And most importantly, that unlock potential. That's why my passion is unlocking other people's potential. And I know what
Mm.
I'm talking about.
Yes. One person we have in common is Les Brown. And to concur with what you're saying, Les Brown like to say, you gotta be hungry. And you really gotta be. You have to want. You have to go after. You have to put everything into it, knowing who you were created to be,
Hmm.
knowing that the grand overall designer has something so wonderful for you in mind that it would put you in a place of constant peace and joy and satisfaction, just not just satisfaction, deep satisfaction. And so taking that leap, being able to see, wow, this person have something. And today, I can say Houssam Makki is here and what he's offering is free. It's not always free, but what he's offering it today is free. And we are asking how many of us would actually look at him and say, wow, yes, I can be inspired by him. I can grasp something from him. And yes, he can be one of my angels. Because I'm telling you, when you listen to Hussam's story, you you don't just look at who he is, but you see the greatness of God. And it's being manifested in his life. It's being manifested in his life. And so to be able to join with him and enjoy that greatness is really a fulfilling experience. Hussam, uh, tell us a little about what you do in reaching out to others and helping others to know that, yes, there is nothing different about me. Uh, it's just the fact that I took the opportunity, and you too can take that opportunity. You two are great. You too. I mean, I, I have Pearl Foundation, and what I like persons to know that you are a pearl. You are a
Mhm.
pearl. You know, it's your adversity, it's the hard times that really brings out the greatness in you, the greatness that your grand overall designer placed within you.
Right.
So even you have your logo as a shield. And so give us a little bit of what rebirth is all about, or reborn to inspire, and what your logo is about. You know, give us a little bit about who Sam Mackey is and what he is
All right.
doing to reach out to others.
Thank you so much for this question, Beverly. Um, Today, I can tell you, like, I was talking about an experience that happened with me 10 years ago, and it took me 10 years to dive deep into the world within, into my own world. And I discovered, first of all, the golden shell, the etch Mackie speaks, the shell that I have, the logo. And lately, I discovered the logo of the reborn. Now, I have the reborn and I have the golden shell.
All right.
The reborn talks about, or if you can see the logo of the reborn,
Okay.
that's the logo of the reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's
Feel a pain.
about it's about the phoenix bird reborn
Mm-hmm.
itself from the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of this bird, there is a light in a shape of a human pointing up.
All right.
Now, this light shape of a human says that I can reborn from the ashes, and pointing up to say that God is one, the message is one, I am champion, and I'm grateful to God. That's the whole concept of the logo.
Okay.
And if you can see the colors, we're talking about the light, we're talking about the energy. The color, the orange color talks about the energy, and the yellow color talks about the light. So every one of us, I'm telling people from the reborn that being a reborn is a concept of life. We are going to face challenges, and we need to get up from these challenges to inspire others. And the main objective of a challenge is to make us stronger. And today, I decided to share the reborn. I mean, like a few months ago, I came up with the concept. Now I'm looking forward to create a movement of the reborn, and I started making mugs for those who want to own the mugs to be reminded that I am a reborn with every sip they take in their morning, in their afternoon, or in the evening. All right.
Right.
So these are going to be available through the group, the Facebook
Mm-hmm.
group, Reborn to Inspire. And I intend to have guests on my Reborn to Inspire podcast to show people that there are other individuals who rose up from the ashes to inspire others. Just like you, Beverly. You decided to reborn to become who you are today.
Mm-hmm.
And many people decided to reborn from their experiences to become whom they are today.
Right.
And so the idea of the Reborn to Inspire podcast is to share these stories and let them out to the world to make whoever listen to this to them say that I can do it too. I
Right.
can do it too. being a reborn is a concept of life, so I have to choose to reborn to inspire others. I have a story that I don't have to keep it to myself. I have a story
Mm-hmm.
that I have to be the hero of it rather being the victim and let it die within me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea of the Reborn to Inspire podcast. So, from your platform, I'm going to invite whoever wants or whoever feels that their story can inspire others to join the group. You know, I'm going to invite whoever wants to be inspired by other individuals to join the group because I am serious about making my story, being a reborn, as a movement, and it is going to be a movement. Now, if we're talking, or I'll be talking about the second idea, which is the golden shell. The golden shell simply talks about the shell being a gold. If we look at any turtle, we will see that their shell is dim. But when you go inside, like a turtle going inside their shell, and you activate all your capabilities and all the abilities, and you unlock your potential, you will see that your shell is going to shine up like gold. And I help people doing that through the Makki coaching method,
Right.
through the Maki coaching method. When I work with them, that's my professional, or if you will, my business with people, with my clients. I help them work on their mindset. I help them work with their attitude. I help them work with their knowledge, with their knack, with their how to initiate. So there you go, the M for mindset, A for attitude, K for knowledge, the other K for knack, and the I is for initiation, how to position yourself in a way to be you, in a way to serve you, serve you to people
Right.
and tell people that you can do it. And that's how you can turn your shell into a golden shell. Can you see it?
Yes, I do see it. Nice. Hi, Andel.
Sure.
Good afternoon to you also. It's wonderful to have you on the inside with us. And as I said before, you know, we love to get your comments. We love you to pop in your name, show some love. We love to know who is with us. So continue to put your comments and we will continue to recognize you. You know, Hussam, you have activated a couple of texts that is actually my favorite text within me. And, it's like I one that I absolutely love is, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. It's about your story. It's about your testimony. It's about being able to speak it out and to help others
Yes.
that makes a difference, right? And
Right.
and then there was one where we were warned that we were lukewarm, the Laodicean state. And they say, come buy of me coals, tried in the fire. And you're saying here, listen, I am that gold tried in the fire that you can come by because I am going to let you know that, hey, there's a better life and a better way. You don't have to stay in your adversity. It's a wonderful thing to realize that there is no hurricane, there is no storm, there is no tsunami, there's nothing that can put us on our back or put us on our face
Right.
and leave us there.
Right.
There's nothing because we were created with all that we need to get back up. Another test is a saying to someone who falls 7 times and get back up. It's not about the fall, it's about the ability to get back up. And you're saying here this to us at this point in time. I am that person. I am that saint that I fall 7 times and get back up. I am that gold tried in fire. I am that testimony of who God is.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Kay. I can see that you're here, and I'm so happy to have you locked in. Thank you for shouting us out, and thank you for locking in with us here. Yes, Hussam, and we
Yeah,
continue. I do have to interrupt ever so often to
no
make sure
problem.
that I shout out those persons who are showing their love. Akia Murray, it's wonderful to have you. And to Akia say, never give up. She says, never give up. Yes, and
Yes.
that is what Hussam is saying to you. There is no situation that you can't face and keep pressing and keep moving forward. And he is the living testimony of this. So, Hussam, you
So,
have
yeah, go ahead.
your thing is about leadership and making
Yes.
leadership of everyone because we believe that everyone has the knack for leadership. Whatever
Yes.
sphere it is, everyone has the lack of leadership. Now you have a definition. Also, I recognize you are a man of definitions, and I just love it. You also have a definition for true, what is true, and so we could understand what true leadership is all about. So let's just dive in a bit and talk about what you see, what you have come to know uh, as what is true leadership.
Wow. I love this question. When it comes to leadership, I feel like I can talk about it for hours or for days. You see, because I have a passion towards leadership. First of all, the definition of leadership is that leadership is inspiration. So many people will tell you that leadership is influence. To some extent, I will accept that definition, but I will never like I will not agree with it 100% because the main thing is inspiration. You can
Mm-hmm.
influence people by force, but you will never inspire people by force because inspiration is real. Inspiration is authentic. Inspiration is being real, is being transparent, is being authentic to people.
Mm-hmm.
While influence can be used by force, influence can be faked,
Hmm.
you see. It's like, you know, so many leaders today are being measured by their followers, while the main objective of leadership is creating more leaders, not followers.
Hmm.
So I have to create the leader in you. In fact, I have to reveal it. I don't have to create it. I have to reveal it by making
Right.
you understand your own gems within you.
Hmm.
That's why we say coaching is leadership because coaching is making you think inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And this will lead me to define for you or break down for you the four laws of true leaders. In fact, I have a book called The Four Laws of True Leaders, and I believe that these are the only laws that you need to understand before you go through any kind of journey. Because the word true means four laws. TRUE. TRUE. T stands for think, the law of thinking. R stands for the law of reflecting.
Right.
U stands for the law of understanding, and E stands for the law of executing.
Mm-hmm.
How I came to know about these four laws is by me going to so many conferences, attending so many trainings, and watching so many people talking on the stage. And I'm a person, I don't know if that's a gift from God, but I live by feeling others. I live by receiving vibration from others. I can make it if this person is true or not.
Okay.
And I started noticing that people are sharing something that they don't believe in, but they are sharing it for the sake of looking good. And that's
Right.
when it hits me. And I thought about the four laws of true leaders.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching people like Socrates. I was watching people like Martin Luther King. I was watching people like Mahatma Gandhi. I was watching people like Nelson Mandela. These people are true because whatever message they are delivering to the world, they are
Yeah.
thinking through it, they are
Mm-hmm.
reflecting on it, and they understand it before they execute it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Think about what you want to share. Reflect on it so you can put your heart into it, understand it well so you can deliver it, and
Mm-hmm.
execute it so you can make an impact. So there you go. Four laws of true leaders.
Yes. Hi, Nikisha, Lovelace, Macpherson. Hi, girlfriend. It's good to have you in at this point in time with us. Uh, yes. And, for persons who are listening, y- they may hear you're a leader, and you have a course that you know, go through with persons and you help persons to learn how to be leaders.
Yeah.
But everyone is their own leader in their own sphere. So I can just be a joyful or a cheerful person and I can be a leader through that, right?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in any type, like I'm talking about all aspects of life, whatever message you want. You see, leaders, they don't confuse others.
Right. Mm-hmm.
In order for you to send out a message without confusion, you have to think of it, reflect on it, understand it, live it, and execute it. As simple
Yes.
as that. I don't care what's your position, but I care about you being intentional about leadership. Because whether you know it or not, you're leading somebody. If we're talking about parents, they are leading their children without them, being intentional about it. Because you see, leadership is not by telling people what to do; it's by showing people what to do. And
Right.
so,
Please set an
like, let
example.
me let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. Like today, I am on your show,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I don't live what I am sharing with you,
Mm-hmm.
you will not have you will not be having me on your show being an example of what I live. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing people how you can be a true leader. I'm not just talking, talking signs or quotes or beautiful statement that I have heard somewhere. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking the truth. I'm talking the reborn. I'm talking me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm leading people somewhere.
Right.
I'm leading people to a better place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not confusing people. I'm not telling you something and going backstage doing something else. My
Right.
results talks about what I do.
Yes, and that is so important, so so very important. And even as persons, our viewers looking on, whatever, whoever would be looking at this podcast at some point in time, would be like looking into. I know I do it all the time. Listen, when persons come to me, I ask, I say, I tell people, you want to sell me something, fine, but let me see it in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like with Christianity, persons come to you and say, okay, if you're sour, don't come to sell me anything. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see that whatever you have. And again, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men. It must be something that draws person. A true leader draws
Mm-hmm.
person unto themselves. You are able to connect to persons because they can see and they can experience. They can hear you speaking from a place where they are at, and they can still see that even though you have been through what they have been through, that you are living above it. And so they can say, okay, mm, mm, this is something that I know because if you could look up, then you could get up. Let's wrong love to say that, right?
Right,
And
right.
so, as leaders, we cannot be down there, and because there's nowhere else to go when you're down flat on your face. There's
Mm,
nowhere else to go, you
right,
know. And so we have to be in that place where persons could look up so that they could have some sort of inspiration, so they could be able to say, you know what? Yes, I can do this. It is possible. Success is possible. Joy is, and I especially have to say, joy is possible and peace is possible. As Andel says, he feel the connection. I'm glad to know that you feel the connection, Andel. Yes.
of
So
course.
Maki, and I don't know why I'm all. I am going between the two names. One time I'm calling you Houssam, and one time I'm calling you Maki. I guess it's whatever comes.
Well, I have many names. I have many names. Like I have the,
Yes.
you know, you can call me with my first name, my second name.
Mhm.
That's not a problem. Like,
One and the same person. Yes.
yeah,
So,
I'm the same person. As long as you're connecting with the same person, that's it. That's no problem. I have friends in the States who call me Sam for short. So I'm
okay.
I'm I'm
All
I'm
right.
fine with that.
Okay. But to wrap up, what is your overall message that you want to give to the world? Now, we're going through COVID time. And
Mhm,
one of the reasons for me having this, Shia's room, this forum, is because
mhm.
there are so many persons that are going through and they believe that they are alone. Whatever they're going through, nobody else going through what they are going through. And the enemy, that's what he wants, right? He wants to have us disconnected from each other. He wants us to believe that we are alone. And so in this COVID time, we find that a lot of persons feel that they are alone. A lot of persons are going through depression. We have a lot of the suicidal rate is going up. It's spiking. Abuse is spiking. What is that message that you want above all to put out there that will reach and touch the heart of somebody right now who has given up hope? Somebody right now who believes that they have come to the end. Someone who feels like life will never get better. This is it. And before you answer this question, Patrick Bab, it is a wonderful thing to have you on this forum at this point in time, Bab. I hope that everyone that is on is being inspired because the Houssam Makki story is a really and truly inspiring one. Yes, Houssam.
All right, cool. As you as you can see from my latest logo of the reborn, the message is written within the logo. When I asked God why I was reborn, when I spent so much time trying to figure out why I was reborn, why I came back to life, and why I got my senses back, and what's my purpose, and working on my purpose, discovering the true leadership message, discovering my story that it must be paid forward to inspire other people. The only answer was that God is betting on my greatness. And it's funny you asked me this question because I came to know this answer when I was sharing my story with one of my mentors. And he asked me, why are you pushing that hard? Why do you want to become successful? And I didn't think about his question. I immediately answered. I told him that I feel that God bets on my greatness.
Hmm.
And then I stopped for a second after I hanged up the call with my mentor. And I said to myself, right, God bets on my greatness. This is why I am blessed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is why challenges build our character. This is why this happened. This is why this happened. Then God bets on my greatness. If you exist on this planet, if you are, breathing, if you feel the air in your lungs, then God bets on your greatness. God had a purpose for you. It's for you to discover this purpose. In fact, there is something I need to correct. So many people tells you that you need to discover your purpose in life, and I've been going along with the word discovering my purpose, but I don't believe in discovering your purpose. I believe in discovering your calling in life, because your purpose is to serve something,
Mm,
and this something is your calling. You have to discover your calling in life.
mm,
So that's why God bets on your greatness. God is watching you because He's betting on your greatness. That's the message that I'm going to leave you with. And I'm going to give you the ABC that I share with my clients.
mm,
Activate built in character.
mm,
Activate built in character. And this requires from you lots of work. Reveal your character so people can feel the positive vibes in you.
mm.
For you to reveal your character, I'm going to borrow your message, Beverly, that you shared with me last week. And when you shared it, I wrote it down, and I liked it so much. When you said that one of the lessons is seek help, ask for help. Remember when you told me ask for help? So, in
Yeah.
order for you to reveal or to activate built in character, ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the mentor or the coach that can help you activate your built in character.
Right.
Only then you will be able to feel the positivity and you will be able to send out positive vibes. Because
Mm,
remember, God bets on your greatness. That's why you exist. And you don't have the right, please mark on that. You don't
mm,
have the right to end a life
mm,
that God gave you. Your life belongs to God. You don't have the right to destroy it. You have
mm,
to maintain it, you have to polish it and give it back to God when He calls you. But you don't
mm.
have to end it before it's time.
Yeah. And listening to your story is not just, about you ending it, but even looking at the lengths God will go to preserve your life, the length He would go to preserve your life. That should tell you how valuable you are. That
And
should give you an idea. Yeah. Yes.
I'm grateful for that.
Yes. Yes. And we are asking each and every one of you to be grateful for that. Things may seem rough. Again, we could go back to his story at age 4. For those of you who came in late, at age 4, he fell off the balcony of a 3-story building and split his head open, losing all his senses. But there was a purpose on his life, and that purpose must be fulfilled. So God preserved his life, and he's here. He's here encouraging us that there is a purpose on every one of our lives. each and every one of our lives. Each and every one of our lives. Before I move forward, Patrick, you said thank you a bit late. Hope there's a rerun. This is on YouTube and it's on Facebook. So you can go in, log on, and be able to see it at any time. You go up and you look for Shia's Room, uh, a living proof with Houssam Makki, and be able to look at it, go over the whole story. It is truly an inspiring one. And Shah says, whole day I've been down, feeling frustrated and angry for no apparent reason. And now that I'm listening to you, have me thinking and feeling better. Feel like mission accomplished, right? Because this is what it's all
Yes.
about. Knowing that someone's life is being touched, even if it's a one person, that's
Yes.
someone's life. Because if it's just you alone, Andel, if it is just you alone, you're worth it. You are definitely
Thank you.
worth it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me, and this I feel that this is a payback. This is a payback. Thank you so
Mm.
much. Thank you so much.
So we have made the hour. The hour comes so quickly.
Yeah.
Nestled deep within the ocean, deep blue sea, is an oyster. Above it, the waves crash. We have tidal waves, we have tsunamis, all different kind of storms that is taking place above where that oyster is nestled. And when the debris, the sand, and stuff gets within that oyster, it does not turn into something ugly, but it actually sends out something that, a chemical that smooths over that same irritant and turns it into something of great value. So too, your situation, your adversities, there is something within you that God has placed within you, resilience and bravery and determination and courage. All these things are within you and is able to help raise you up and rebirth you into something new, something valuable, something that persons will want when we go to the store. On top of that, we have to have the money. You can't go into the store and just peddle and walk away with a pearl
Mm.
because of the great value. We're willing to put out that amount to get that pearl. And so we are saying that you are that valuable. You are that valuable. But the first person that gotta know it is you. Because you are the one that has to present it to the world. You are the one that has to present yourself in such a way that you can inspire others to know that they too can live above whatever comes their way. I am reminding you to like, share, subscribe. In doing this, you can be someone else's savior. Someone needs to hear the Houssam Makki story. Someone can testify like Andel that this story have inspired them in such a profound way that it has changed not just their day but their entire life. So again, I'm asking you to subscribe, share, and like. This is Beverly Briggs, your host, saying bye for now. So Sam, you wanna
Yep.
just tell them bye, y'all?
See you all on
Yes,
the top. And remember to
yeah.
reborn to inspire.
We're born to inspire.